Hello and welcome to today's podcast, Blogging for Profits. Your host is me, Angela Brooks. This is number 67. And today I want to tell you 7 powerful points about LinkedIn that you probably didn't even know. A lot of people look at LinkedIn very differently, just like I did from the beginning. And I built a course around showing people how to make LinkedIn work for them, whatever business that you're in. And I have been sharing that with a lot of corporate offices, a lot of large teams in the network marketing space. And I wanted to give it to you. And I'm going to actually set myself a timer so that I don't take up too much of your time. But I think you're going to be very pleased with what you learned today, simply because people don't know what they don't know about LinkedIn. So the very first thing that I'm going to tell you is the profile. That is everything about LinkedIn. And most people have it filled out with their name and their company and just so very basic that when you go there, there's nothing for me to learn. There's no way for me to even get to know who you are and what it is that you do. Fill out your profile, because the number one thing that LinkedIn does is they help you by these little pop-up boxes that come up and they tell you, you need more information in your about section. You need more information in your experience section. They kind of push you along to make you what they call an all-star on LinkedIn. So there's no excuse for not getting to that rank, simply because they're telling you what it is and where exactly that you need to put more information. You have less than 20 seconds to grab somebody's attention enough to stop the scroll. Now, the one thing that your profile does is provides better leverage for you, because there is a button in the settings where you can turn off who has viewed your profile, so that when other people come to your page, they don't get sidetracked, or they don't have the squirrel syndrome, as we call it, and go and say, oh, this person's been on her page. Let me go see who that is. Then they never come back to your page. So there's a setting that you can turn that off to keep people focused and give you better leverage without worrying about them having squirrel as soon as they're reading your platform. So the third thing that people miss out on is engagement. Any platform, all social platforms, makes no difference which one you choose, but especially on LinkedIn, engagement, real comments, not your thumbs up, not a GIF or a GIF, or however you say the GIF. Make a real statement and create engagement that's going to give somebody something to even have a conversation about. People who make posts like, oh, that's real nice, that's so good. Well, people are going to scroll right past that because it means nothing. Do like a full sentence, a full 2 sentence. Get a conversation post, because somebody will every single time come back and reply to you. People are different on LinkedIn. They are more focused on generating conversation and having real connections to people. And if you're not doing the engagement part on your end, you're missing out on some really, really good connections with people that are in the business mindset, or maybe even in the beginner mindset, and they're still looking for someone to connect with or to work with, or so many different things. Another thing is your status update gives you 1,300 characters, so you can write a full-blown paragraph on LinkedIn when you do a status update. On top of that, they will let you put a link to in your post, so that people can go directly to a blog post. They can go directly to a challenge or a webinar, anything that you're doing. Facebook doesn't do that. Twitter does, but goodness, Twitter is just like spastic on wheels, because you can't keep up or really build a connection in case you put people in small groups. But Facebook, they will just shut down the eyeballs that go to your page, because they don't like links. They want you to have conversations without links. And sometimes if you post a link in messages in your messenger, they won't approve it. You'll get a red pop-up box going, we don't like this. It looks evil, or whatever whatever the little algorithm says. But LinkedIn says, yes, we'll show your link. We'll put it in front of all your people, and you get engagement from your links. Another really good thing to do on your status updates is polls. If you don't know, have something really quirky to post about your business or any kind of update, ask a question in the polls. People love to do polls on LinkedIn. Number one, it's easy click. They answer a question. Some people will drop down and add a comment, but the polls are great way to get more eyeballs on your profile. Another thing is your connection rate on LinkedIn is you max out at 30,000. Facebook, you max out at 5. And then you have to start unfriending people so that you can add the ones that you want to add. But LinkedIn gives you 30,000 people that you can connect with. Now you can follow an unlimited amount of people. The people that you're connected with, you can send a message to. The people that you follow are just somebody's going to show up in your feed if you like to read their content, or you're just kind of creeping on somebody to see what they're up to. It's a great way to keep your connection rate down. If you're not having conversation with people, just follow them. Just simply follow them. And then if you decide you want to do a connection later, of course you can. But I always am unfriending or unconnecting with people on LinkedIn so that I don't have people that I don't want to connect with in my feed. I keep that readable so that I enjoy my LinkedIn. You have complete control over your feed on any social platform. What you see is what you allow. So if you don't like somebody's post, or you don't like their tone or their color of their eyeballs, whatever, disconnect from them. It's easy that you control the feed on your social platform. So there is the biggest debate is everybody thinks that LinkedIn is a job recruiting only platform, which it is, but there's a way to change that. Back when they first started, they were completely all about recruiters. And, this is where you post jobs that people can come and apply for. You can completely download somebody's profile into a PDF. So, and that comes from where it was a job platform only, and they just left that feature up there. So if there's somebody that you really liked and you didn't have time to read that, and you wanted to download their PDF so that you could go back and find them later, one click, you can put all their profile into a PDF, which I think is pretty cool. And you can use it as a resume if you needed to as well. But there is a settings in LinkedIn that I show you in my LinkedIn, the Pulse of LinkedIn course. I show you where it is and how to turn off the buttons that make it a recruiting profile. Changes the game, changes everything that you see on your profile feed. And as soon as I clicked that little button and turned off some other things, I was mind blown with the type of people that are on LinkedIn. There is everything from knitting mothers to spaceship rocket builders. There's everything on LinkedIn. There are 720 billion people on this platform. So if you say you can't find your folks to talk to, it's just because you're not looking in the right place yet. And then there's a really nifty tool that I love, love, love. And this is what I enjoy the most about LinkedIn, is that every Monday morning, I get an email from LinkedIn with at least no less than 100 leads that I can now go click straight from my email, and it takes me directly to LinkedIn, to that person's profile, check out their profile, see if it's somebody that I want to contact, send them a message, follow them. These are people that LinkedIn says, these are leads that are like what you've been looking for. These are leads of people that you have been responding to on LinkedIn. These are leads that you did a search for. You can go in and do a LinkedIn search, and they do all the demographics. You can do how big their company is, how long they've been on LinkedIn. Are they on your first level, second level, or third level? You can break your Boolean search down to as tight as you want it to be. And then when you save that, LinkedIn's going to send you an email, and you can set it up every Monday. I have mine set for every Monday. You can set it for every 2 weeks, once a week, once a month, or every 90 days. You pick how often you want fresh people to talk to, and LinkedIn sends it to you. So when people tell me that they can't find anybody to talk to for their business, it's like, I know exactly where you can find a ton of people if you're willing to do the work and actually find the pulse of LinkedIn. Once you put your fingers on this and you have saved searches and you've turned off buttons that don't need to be turned on, that are set by default, then it changes all there is to be about LinkedIn. And the other thing that I really, really like is that support on LinkedIn. Have you ever talked to a support person on Facebook? I know I haven't. And I've been on Facebook for over 11 years. I don't even know if you can find a person that will respond quickly to an issue on Facebook, and nor do I think they really care. But LinkedIn, if you have a problem, you go to the bottom, hit the support tab, send in a ticket. A human will respond. A real live human will respond to you and take care of your issue. There's also an 800 number that you can call and talk to the person. Once you get an email, it has their phone number directly in that email, and you can call them if it didn't get suited out through email. I like that. I like it a lot. And another thing that support does is, for example, I wanted LinkedIn stories, and I had them, and then they disappeared. And so I sent a message and said, after quite a while waiting for them to come back, I says, what do I need to do to get LinkedIn stories added to my profile? And the guy said, let me put in a request. If you don't have it by next Thursday, email me right back. Absolutely. Next Thursday, I didn't have my LinkedIn stories. So I sent him a message and say, hey, I still don't have them. What else do we need to do? And he said, give me 48 hours. You'll have it added to your page. Thank you so much. Within 12 hours, it was like that late afternoon, I logged on with my mobile device. You don't see it on your laptop. It's only on your mobile or your iPad. And there was my stories. So I was so excited to start adding the stories to my connections and reaching out to people on LinkedIn, because people like to see who you are. They like to hear your voice, see what's in your world. Stories builds connections. So that was something else that I found, that they can add things to your LinkedIn page that nobody talks about, which is the coolest thing ever. So now I have things on my page and I asked him, I said, what else can you add that I don't know about? And he said, let me add you as a creator. Awesome. I looked and there's a new button. So what that does is put you in front of a bigger audience for free. So when people tell me they don't like LinkedIn or it's boring, it's because you just don't have your finger on the pulse. So I'm going to give you an assignment. There's 4 steps to this. Super uber easy. What I want you to do is log into LinkedIn, knock the dust off of it. If it's been 2 years, 3 years, whatever, log into your LinkedIn. Make a post. Tell them that you heard about LinkedIn from my podcast and tag me so that I can see your face and we can connect on this social platform. Make a post and use no more than 3 hashtags in that post. One of them should be your own name. You can tag me at Angela Brooks, and then whatever you got out of this podcast, Tell me about it. Tell me in that post, and let's start a conversation on LinkedIn. It's that simple. Number 2 is reshare somebody else's post to your feed that you resonate with, that matches what you already do. You don't want to just be sharing all kinds of random crap on your page. You want to keep it so that it is relatable to what you already do. And number 3, go like 5 people's post. What I like to do is you just scroll, just get on the main home page and just scroll down the feed and just like. And I don't like to use the thumb button. I like to go over to the second icon, which is a little heart and a hand, so that it just is a little bit more personal than the thumbs up. That's like flipping me a bird. So I rarely ever, in case I'm being sarcastic, do I ever use the thumbs up. So number 4, comment on 5 people's post, add value to what they just told you in their post. And when you reply, use the @ sign, and it will automatically pull up the name of the person who wrote the post. Tag them, write your comment, a full sentence of what you agree or disagree or what you like about their status update. What that does is connects your eyeballs to their page and vice versa, so that you're being expanded into a larger audience of eyeballs. It's just a fact that the more we comment and connect and just become social on social media, everything starts clicking and it starts working. Now, the fact is, on LinkedIn, you don't have to show up more than once a week. And some people actually do that. I disagree that if you want real relevant connections, you're going to show up every day, at least one time. You're going to post a status update and post a story. Now, here's a little tip that I do. You can do whatever, some people don't do well with multitasking. I do. I will go to I will go to Instagram. I will build my stories there, put in, the text, any kind of icon that I want to add on there. And then I save that to my phone. I share it to Facebook stories, LinkedIn stories, and Twitter stories. It's a click, click, click. I'm done. And you can literally do that just once a day if you're not somebody who has time or wants to make time for multiple posts. That's totally okay. Just make sure that you're getting in front of people every day, because people forget you really fast. And it doesn't take very long to be forgotten. The last thing you want to do is work your butt off and then everything just crumble because you didn't show up. So your assignment is make a post, reshare somebody's post, like 5 people's post, and leave a good, valuable comment, and use the @ sign tagging the person who wrote the comment. Make sure you come to my page on LinkedIn under Angela Brooks and tell me what you learned from this podcast today, and make sure that we're connected on LinkedIn. The next thing I want you to do is go to Angela Brook, BROOK.com/LinkedIn secrets. That's LinkedIn secrets. Because I'm going to show you my screen. I'm going to show you each and every button that you need to turn off. I'm going to show you how to do the Boolean searches so that you get 100 leads in your email every Monday or every other week or every 90 days, whatever it is that you want. I'm going to show you my screen, and I'm going to walk you through filling out your profile so that you become an all-star immediately on LinkedIn. We're going to connect. You and I are going to connect so that we can be commenting on each other's posts and lifting each other up. And I promise you that if you do these simple things, you're going to love the platform. It's all going to change. So that is all I have for you at this moment. I'm going to go over to LinkedIn. I'm going to wait for you to send me a post and a comment so that I can meet you in person. And I can't wait to hear what you learned and loved the most out of this podcast. My name is Angela Brooks, and I have been your host today about learning the 7 things about LinkedIn that most people don't know and don't use. You can learn more about me at angelabrook.com, and I will see you on the next podcast.